Hi, my name is Shannon O'Brien, and I'm a board certified plastic surgeon. I'm often asked who is a good candidate for a breast augmentation. And I would say a breast augmentation adds volume, typically using a breast implant to breasts that are small. Sometimes they're small because they were always small. Sometimes people have lost weight and their breasts have lost some volume. Sometimes the breasts are small because after breastfeeding, sometimes the breasts do lose volume. With age, the breast can change. There are a number of reasons that somebody's breasts are smaller than they would like them to be. And so the idea of a breast augmentation is to either add volume for the first time or restore volume that's been lost to get someone feeling back to the way they were earlier in life. And sometimes people have breasts that already have some volume, but they just want more. And a breast augmentation is the perfect way to add the volume and to get you to a point where you feel comfortable and happy and feel like your body is shaped the way that you want it to be. Also, sometimes people have asymmetries where one breast is significantly larger than the other, and it makes it difficult to find bras or their clothing doesn't sit quite right. And so, breast augmentation is often required, maybe using different size implants in order to create that symmetry that somebody is seeking. When you come into the office to discuss a breast augmentation, we're going to be talking about what your current size is, what your goal size is, have your breasts, how have they changed over the years, and trying to figure out moving forward what is the best and safest way to get you to your goal breast size. Sometimes people need a breast lift as well, and we would discuss that at that time. But most often, when folks know that they want larger breasts, the answer is to add a breast implant. So that conversation also includes potentially looking at pictures down the line to try to decide what your goal size is. I typically have people try on implants in the office, and we do have 3D imaging, which, depending on your anatomy, can often help you sort out, yes, this is the size. That is how I think I need to be, was meant to be, maybe how I used to be. And it really helps people get their mind around a breast augmentation and what the results are going to look like. And therefore, you can feel confident going into surgery that on the back end, you're going to be really happy with your results. So, part of a breast augmentation is deciding what type of implant do I want. And there are a number of options, a number of sizes. So, the ability to meet women's goals is typically very good. There are several implant companies out there. They have different sort of styles implant. The type of implants that we talk mostly about as far as shape are round implants versus anatomic, or sometimes people call those teardrop implants. The round implants are probably the most common implants that I use. Occasionally, I'll use a shaped implant, but most often the round implants, they tend to give a little more fullness to the upper pole. And it doesn't mean that they're going to be too much because there is a measurement called projection when you're talking about breast implants. And the projection of the implant describes how far away from the chest does that breast volume stand. So, a low profile or a low projection implant is going to be a little bit flatter. It's going to have what people will talk about a more natural appearance with their implant because it is a little bit flatter. It doesn't kind of move out away from the rib cage or rapidly anyway. And so it adds a little bit of natural volume. Higher projection implants you're going to get to see that volume in your cup, in your bra cup. And then this is important for ladies as they're trying to sort of balance, do I want to have a natural look or do I really want to see the volume? And certainly seeing breast volume doesn't mean that implants are going to look like they're stuck on. Seeing that volume still can have a natural appearance, but can allow implants to be sized appropriately for the width of the breast and get to the cup size that you're desiring without um, making things look odd or operated on. As far as what goes in an implant, there's saline filling and there's silicone filled implants. The Majority of my patients tend to choose silicone filled implants, although I have a lot of ladies who opt for saline implants. Both will give the size and shape that you're looking for. The main difference is the feel is a little bit different. Sometimes people have a preference based on what their friends have or what their mom may have. So they may come in already knowing that they want silicone or saline. But basically, you can get the shape and the size that you want with a round implant filled with silicone or with saline. When you have a saline implant, your implant is full, it's set. There's no maintenance as far as imaging or anything like that because when your implant's full, it's full. With silicone filled breast implants, there is some maintenance. The gel is very cohesive, is the term that we use on the medical side, but most people have heard of gummy bear implants. And so that is discussing and describing how tightly the silicone molecules are stuck to themselves. And because with silicone implants, the gel is more cohesive than it's ever been. We tend to see no change when women have a hole in their implant. And so there is some imaging that we get starting 5 years out. We do an ultrasound or an MRI, and then every 2 to 3 years thereafter, just to make sure the implants are still intact. Typically, there are no symptoms if your implant has a hole in it. The shape doesn't change, the feel doesn't change. And so we rely on the imaging to let us know if the implants are intact. And if they are, carry on. If there is a hole, then we would want to exchange it. Certainly, ladies who have a hole in their saline implant, because there is the visible change in appearance, they typically are keen to change it sooner rather than later. After breast augmentation, your recovery is pretty smooth for most ladies. It's not terribly painful, although it is very tight the first few days. I would say most ladies, things start to relax early. I do most of my augmentations in front of the muscle these days, which definitely makes people more comfortable earlier. We see the implants kind of a little bit high early on, and they kind of settle in over the first several weeks. So when you first take a peek, the implants are always a little higher than they're going to be, and they're always a little swollen. And then that kind of settles in. But pretty quickly, ladies are very presentable. They feel good in their clothes. You're in a sports bra early on or a surgical bra early on to kind of keep things supported. But in general, things feel really good early, and you can see that volume obviously early on, and it's really exciting. When ladies are deciding to have a breast augmentation, a lot of times they come in not having had much breast volume or worrying that they're going to look unnatural or it's going to be over the top. And I would say most women can have a very natural result that they feel good about, that just brings confidence and makes them feel the way that they have always hoped they would, maybe feel more feminine, looking to gain the shape that they've always wanted to have. I just want to thank you so much for booking your consultation. I'm looking forward to meeting you. This is going to be hopefully a very exciting process for you, and I look forward to what we can do to get you feeling really good about yourself.